Thank you. Well, greetings to everyone. I hope you can hear me because we are at the top of the Mount of Olives. And we were just sent to pray for this bridge. Sorry, for this gate, the Ankaram Gate. I don't know if you can see it there. And actually, look, there you can find Peru, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Togo, St. Helena, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, Benin. Well, several. Guinea, Ivory Coast, Ghana. You might be wondering what Argentina has to do with Ivory Coast, what Bolivia has to do with Togo. It has to do with the area of where is it heading, the portion of, exactly, we are at the Mount of Olives, exactly. That dome you see there is a dome on the Mount of Olives. The house where we are is called the House of the King. And today is really interesting because today is the anniversary of the city of Jerusalem. In a few more hours, the anniversary of the city of Jerusalem begins, which has been celebrated since 1967. That's when Jerusalem was joined to Israel, unified, and became part of Israel. And also, we are on the 43 RD day of the Ascension. No, the 43 RD day since the resurrection of Jesus. Jesus ascended on the 40th day, which means 3 days have already passed since that day to where we are now. And in 7 days, he would be appearing. Not him, but the Holy Spirit is coming so that he may be poured out upon all flesh. In other words, that is the birth of the church in some way. To tell you where the Holy Spirit begins to manifest and move to different parts of the world. And it is born here. It is born here in the city of Jerusalem, somewhere where we are here. Notice Jesus ascends. No. Jesus ascends. Jesus ascends somewhere around here. All of this is the Mount of Olives. And well, he goes there. Notice that you are seeing it. We are seeing the same place. And that's what they saw for the last time, here. The book of Zechariah says that he will return, and he will also return here to the Mount of Olives where we are. There are our little feet. The Lord will return. And well, as we said before, what does this country have to do with the other country? It has to do with the fact that this ministry we're in here is divided. It's a ministry of believers who pray 24 hours, 7 days a week. We always say to send the prayers that on Wednesdays we send them to them. It's here. The prayer one. Exactly. And so, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they pray in 12 directions. That is, they spend 2 hours in one direction, then 2 hours in the next, moving clockwise. In those 2 hours specifically, it's the Ankaram Gate, which is one of the 12 gates of the city of Jerusalem. And so, it covers this, which encompasses the entire portion of the planet. If we take, for example, Jerusalem and divide it into 12.
Exactly. It's as if we would see it. Well, you can't see it, but this dome is circular. So, it's as if we were looking at a cake from above, and when we cut the cake or the pizza into slices, we get triangles. So, each one of those triangles that make up the gate is represented by the 12 gates of the ancient city of Jerusalem. So that triangle gets longer, and longer, and it stretches from Jerusalem all the way to the end of the world map. Passing through different cities, through different countries. In this way, the whole earth, with all the cities, with all the countries, is covered by these 2 hours of prayer. Each triangle, each one of those triangles is prayed for. A 2-hour time is set aside, praying for all the cities that this triangle covers. We are also going to show you a picture so you can imagine it. That's why all these cities are connected. If you were to look at a map right now, you would realize that all these cities are in the same direction. Starting from here, from the closest one, all the way to the ends of the earth.
So just so you have an idea, an image, something like that, because of the sound, so you can imagine it graphically, it would be like this. The gate starts here, where Lore is, and goes forward. So it went straight toward the camera where it is. And just like you did before, it starts with a part of Jerusalem, then it starts moving away from Jerusalem, and it reaches the area of Beit Shemesh, where the ark was. Then it gets to Kiriath Gad, then it goes toward the area of Rahat, Ophakim, Sderot, and from there it leaves Israel to Gaza. It includes Gaza. It leaves Israel, enters the Mediterranean Sea, and reaches this territory we're talking about, the part of
Like from Africa.
And then it enters Europe, and after that it crosses the ocean and reaches the territory of Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, and all of that. So that's the reason, right? That's why you connect one with the other, so...
We are covering several continents.
I don't know how many, I'd have to look at the map, but there's the African continent, the Asian continent, and the American continent, in other words, and the European one.
Also the European one.
Of course. So we're interceding for 4 continents today, so well, it's going. At some point, this will run out of battery.
Not just us, because actually, if you can see a little from behind, you'll see that each of these people has the same task, just each one at a different gate. Later, we'll show you the map, like we told you, and the photos of each gate with its country, so you can see that this is global intercession. And this is also being broadcast to other countries. Yep. People are connected right now in the Toda organization. It's like a network, exactly.
And well, there they are, different. Here there's a yellow line on the floor right behind us, which separates one gate from the other, and there are the other brothers praying for another part of the world, other nations, and so on. And what's interesting, which we didn't mention, is that this meeting is with leaders from Israel who are both Jews and Arabs. I mean, there's a unity here between Jews and Arabs. There are Arabs who are gathered here.
In fact, one of them is from Gaza.
Who grew up in Gaza, is no longer living there, grew up in Gaza, and is now here. Today, he actually shared about Iran. Exactly.
About Iran and another about Lebanon.
Exactly. Well, actually, there was also a brother who shared that he used to live in Lebanon and now lives on the Israeli side, right? Well, what's happening here is really interesting. Maybe someday when you come, you can visit this area.
We have been here with a group.
Yes?
Those who came that time remember that we were here, not exactly for this same event, but we did have a time of praise and prayer, so for those who were here, just remember.
Exactly. So, well, we'll leave it there. We'll keep praying. We could pray with the phone, but we're low on battery and we don't want to lose the connection, so we'll continue. We're going to pray, and thank you for being here with us. Maybe we'll add something, if there's some battery left, we'll add something at the end of this video. At least we'll show you a little more of what we're seeing around here. We're going to pray there.